Okay, so we are now focused on our feathers in the background. Now, normally we would spend a bunch of time making lines and all that, but we thought this would be a good time to teach a little bit about texture and some textural lines and what texture actually is. So before we do that, we're going to talk about analogous colors. And what is analogous colors? Well, analogous colors are three colors that are found on the color wheel. And because the light is kind of bad with the printing, I thought I would show you what is meant by that. So we have yellow at the top and then green here. Okay. Yellow and a darker green put together makes a lime green. Okay. So these are your three options for two different parts of our bird left. So we have the background feathers, and then we have these feathers where all of these big feathers come into. Normally, these are a lime green, and these are a darker green. But we thought we would let you make the decision. So out of these three colors, you have to pick two. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the yellow, and the lime green is pretty yellow-like anyway. And so I'm going to do a darker green and then a lime green in the background. So dark green for these feathers and then a lime green for the big feathers. All right. So to start, these you're going to want to do first. And these are not too important with how you color them. It's just once you get up to the top one, you want to make sure that you're staying inside the lines. And coloring them in like that. Okay, now for the little bit more complicated part. This will be different if you are at home or if you are in person. If you're in person, we have what's called texture plates. And what these are is these are little pieces of plastic that have bumps or little designs on them. Okay, they could be wavy like this one is. They could have lines like this one, okay, or bumps like this one. So that's what you're going to be working with if you're in person. Now, if you're not in person, I want you to find something in your house, like a wall, if it's got little speckled dots on it. But if you're doing anything on a wall, make sure you're not coloring on the wall. You could go outside and put the picture on top of your sidewalk or the road, making sure you're not in the middle of the road though, please. But trying to find something that's rough, okay? So if I was at home, I would open my book so that it's just one page, and then I would bring it outside or find a spot in my house. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna take your crayon and you're going to want to see if you can take the wrapper off, okay? And if it's a full-size crayon like this, I don't like telling students to break it in half, but you're going to want it to be smaller, okay? So go look at some of your old crayons, your used crayons, and try to find one that's smaller, okay? Because we're going to want to put it on its edge, right? So now that you have that, find a rough surface. So you'll notice I put this down underneath. But if I was at home, maybe I could take it outside, put it on a dry concrete, and then you're going to take your crayon and very lightly, and I might have to use a different color because it's hard for you to see this on the camera, but I'm going to turn this crayon, making sure I don't go inside of the beak. Okay. And you'll notice, I'm going to zoom in. Okay. This is giving me a textured look, textured surface. Okay, but again, I'm very careful not to go inside of the bird. Now I'll use a little bit darker of a color. I'll use that darker green just to kind of show you what it looks like. Okay. And then how I'm being very careful when I get to one of the ovals or when I get to the bird's head. I'm not going to go inside of any of those circles, but I'm going to go around it this way. Okay. So a textured surface in the background. That's what I want you to do. And you're going to do it everywhere. So I'm going to finish mine real quick. I'll zoom you guys back out. And you can use two colors if you need to, a light green, a yellow green, or a yellow. Just don't push too hard and you'll be able to use two. So I'm using the yellow green and then the regular darker colored green. Okay, so that is our texture in the background. I didn't do my beak yet, and I haven't done my eye or these circles up at the top. So good luck. Be careful. Remember, if you're taking it outside, this paper's thin, so you don't have to push too hard, but you'll start to pick up a lot of texture if you're on concrete or on a brick wall, or if you put it on bricks outside of a house or a tree. For tree bark, you just have to be careful not to wreck the paper or tear the paper. So good luck. Look forward to seeing all of your textures.